Today's episode of Bacon and Eggs is brought to you by the amazing charitable organization Love Your Melon. Howdy yokes, and welcome back to Bacon and Eggs. I'm Tyler Carlin.
And I'm Ethan Edgehill.
And today we're gonna get this song stuck in your head.
Or maybe make everything awesome.
So play with your favorite childhood toy.
And feel that insane existential pain that is stepping on a Lego.
Because today we're bringing you
The Lego Movie 2, the second part.
The Lego Movie 2 was released on February 8th.
The second part.
The second part was released on February 8th, 2019. That was just 5 days ago as of this recording. It was on a $99 million budget, and it actually tanked the box office. I know this was something I was more excited about than anything else this year, but it only made $34.5 million worldwide opening weekend. The note here says, holy Fortnite. That's insane. But it did get an 85% critic rating and a 79% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a 65 on Metacritic. Quick question, Ethan. How many people were at the theater when you saw this?
At least 40.
There were two. It was me and my father-in-law.
No, it was me and my girlfriend and a bunch of families.
I saw it at 9:15 though.
Yeah, so. I saw it at 4 o'clock on a Saturday.
So I'm kind of jealous that you had that. But before we get into all of this, I do want to talk about if this show, Bacon and Eggs, brings value to your life on a daily basis or on a weekly basis or what have you, we want you to be able to give back to us so that we can give back to you. Value for value, a shared proposition. So we've actually restructured our Patreon as of today, the release of this episode. Some highlights to what has changed. Used to be at the $3 tier, you'd get a shout out early in the episode. We found that we weren't doing a very good job of keeping up with those, and it wasn't a good long-lasting value for value proposition. We have changed that $3 tier to be entrance into our Discord server.
That's right. You heard that right, folks. We have made it easier than ever to join our Discord server. People love it. People are finding it amazing. We have so much fun there. We have so many great conversations, and it's easier than ever before. $3 a month gets you access to the Discord server. If you're still listening to this episode, go on your phone and click Safari or Google Chrome, whatever you got. Go to Bacon and Eggs at Patreon. Patreon.com/Bacon and Eggs.
And listen, this is really only for you if this show gives you more value than one cup of coffee, because that's really all we're asking for at that $3 tier. What Discord is it's an opportunity to join a chat room with Ethan, myself, and a bunch of Bacon and Eggs fans to have really clear, consistent conversations. Our server's not too big that it's impossible to navigate. Ethan and I are in there every single day. Anytime we run stats on the server, it is always that Ethan and I are the ones that talk more than anyone else. That's a great opportunity to get to chat with us on a regular basis. Now, because we've put that at the $3 level, the $5 level has become our bonus content episode. And as of today, our first bonus episode of Bacon and Eggs has come out. It's about a 45-minute episode with Seamus Gorman. It was a challenge to recreate an episode of My Brother and Me, which is a podcast that we're all big fans of. And we recorded it as, my bacon, my eggs, and my Seamus. And it is a lot of fun. Bonus content like that is going to be coming out every single week on Thursdays with the episodes. Additionally, some other notes just on what has changed. We used to do 2 hangouts per month. We will now only be doing 1 Google Hangout per month. The $50 tier will get you access to that hangout as a live member on camera. Those for now will be public, so they will be shared on YouTube, and there will be a constant stream of people. So if you've wanted more Bacon and Eggs content, once a month there will be a Google Hangout 2 hours long that you can watch with us. And we have added something I'm very excited about. For $100 a month, a quarterly Bacon and Eggs merch giveaway. So every 3 months you will receive in the mail something from Bacon and Eggs that is exclusive to you. We ask for as much information when you pledge this amount as possible because we want to tailor an item for you that is a perfect gift just for you. And this isn't just going to be t-shirts and hats. This is going to be watches or rings or buttons or whatever it is that you want. Backpacks. Whatever it is that you want, we want to be able to make sure that we can give you that very unique experience with the podcast. And that is if you have the means available and would like to support the show at that level. Thank you so much for supporting Bacon and Eggs, and thank you even more for listening to this episode. Ethan, do you have anything to add?
I was just going to say, between those two tiers as well, the kind of baseline and the kind of top line, we've got a lot of other great stuff you could check out. A lot of it's changed. A lot of it stayed the same. Just visit patreon.com patreon.com/bacon and eggs, and you can see everything that we've done, everything to try to get you guys involved more and to try to give you more of what you want.
And so that we can continue to make the show. I mean, we don't do this for a greedy reason. To be completely honest with you, I'm about to have a child myself, and Patreon makes a huge difference in our lives and allows us to continue to make Bacon and Eggs and give it the best quality possible. One final note, if you are a previous patron of Bacon and Eggs and one of the tiers that you were pledged to before has changed or gone away, you will still get that previous tier unless it is 2 Hangouts per month. We are moving to 1 Google Hangout per month. And there's nothing else I can do about
And if
that.
for whatever reason we haven't fulfilled your tier, or you feel like you have not quite got the great end of the stick, just shoot us a DM. We were happy to make everything right. Just some stuff has kind of gotten lost along the way.
Thank you so much. Again, so getting back to
Let's
the Lego
talk
Movie
about
2,
this movie.
the second part. This is one of my favorite movies to talk about. I don't know if it's one of my favorite movies ever. It's one of my favorite movies to talk about. Do you have a positive review or a negative review?
You have a positive review.
I have a positive review.
Man, it's been like probably 40 weeks since we started doing that. One day you are going to remember which review you're supposed to do.
Yeah, but you know.
Just so we're all clear, I can read.
Just so we're all, listen, I put cream in my coffee because I love myself.
If you want to, hold on, real quick, one last plug for the Patreon. If you want to hear Tyler Carlin declare on recording that he can't read, go to patreon.com/bacon and eggs, sign up for the $5 tier, and get access to the hangout or the show we just did with Seamus, where Tyler declared, I can't read.
Did I really?
You did.
Oh, gosh.
Those words flew forth from your mouth like a butterfly.
Do you have the negative review?
I
think
do.
I see the one. I can't believe you didn't go for Adam Grant, but I see you went for James.
I didn't think
Gordonelli.
Adam Graham said enough, if that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, he didn't say enough. That was the thing, is Adam Graham of the Detroit News said Lego 2 is like stepping on a Lego, but that doesn't really say anything.
Okay.
So I went with James Bernadelli of Real Views, who said, by this point, I think I've had enough of the Lego movies. These things can only go so far, and I think they may have exceeded their natural lifespan.
What do you think?
I will save my comments for after I hear your review and we give a binary.
So Joe Morgenstern.
Say that
sorry.
5 times fast.
Joe Morgenstern from the Wall Street Journal is not who I want to read. T.K. Burton from Pajiba is who I do want to read. Emmett is still a sweet, adorably goofy hero who never quite has what it takes. And Banks is brilliant as Lucy, the real brains and bronze of the operation, who grows increasingly frustrated with her friend's relentless optimism. I think T.K. here really only watched the first act of the whole. Agree or disagree?
Agree. Absolute agree.
Yeah.
Hard agree.
That's not how the rest of the movie
I do want to point out something real quick. This is a sequel, okay? This is a sequel, and the New Yorker liked it.
It did.
Anthony Lane said, viewers reared on the Lego movie will find plenty to nourish them anew. The New Yorker liked this movie.
But it was Anthony Lane. He is not uncommonly a sequel appreciator.
No, he just doesn't hate all movies. Anthony Lane does not love sequels. Except for Incredibles 2, which we talked about with Will Ashton. If you have not read that review since, holy fortnight.
Here's the truth about Anthony Lane. He pretty much always lines up with the tomatometer, according to what I'm reading right now.
Does he?
One notable exception, and I bring this up, I did not see it, but I've only heard that it is the best movie you could watch in 2019. If Beale Street Could Talk, 94%.
That was 2018,
review.
But okay.
It says 2019 here.
Right, but it is a 2018 movie. It was eligible for the 2018 Oscar season.
That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. If Beale Street Could Talk. Anyway, 94% critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes, certified fresh, rot from Anthony Lane.
That sucks. I mean, poor Anthony Lane. I mean,
Poor
poor Beale Street.
Street Could Talk. Yeah.
No, people love that movie. I've definitely heard.
I've heard from all of film Twitter I have spoken to.
Yeah, absolutely. They all loved it. This year's Oscar season is just going to be an entire cluster fortnight. I'm not entirely sure if I can say more than that right now.
I don't know if I could either. Tell me, Ethan, binary review Lego Movie 2, the second part.
It's a 0.
It's a 0. Oh my god, I hate that I have to say this.
It's a 0. You don't need to see it. You just don't. You just don't.
Do not
okay,
have to watch
so here's the thing: is we said the same thing about Black Panther, right? Where like I get that it is an awesome movie.
You have to see Black Panther.
Correct. But
Yeah,
like
okay.
my perspective on the Lego Movie 2 is very similar to my perspective on Black Panther. The Lego Movie 2 is a very good movie that is 100% not made for me.
Oh, it's for children.
Well, first of all, yeah, this one is for children a lot more than the first one was, but this one is for siblings.
Oh, I have siblings, but I'm the youngest. So I was the little girl in this story.
I could not care about that storyline. I tried because I don't have it in my life. Like, I didn't have a younger sister that tried to butt in. It did not exist for me. I didn't have the problem of sharing. I didn't have the problem of parents that wanted to take my Legos away because I couldn't share. My parents were like, have more Legos, please build things, please expand your mind and do great things with the world.
I actually completely understood where Maya Rudolph's character was coming from.
I didn't at all. And I thought she did a great job. I like, from an objective standpoint, I could see why I was supposed to like it, why it was supposed to tug at my heartstrings in ways that it just didn't. And it's just one of the things where, like, the movie is not for me. The movie is not made for me. But this one, I honestly think Scott Nicewander said it better than anybody. And he said that it is just a toy commercial and nothing more. The first one was a toy commercial that made you feel things. This one is a toy commercial selling you on why you should feel things.
I left wanting to buy Lego. I am a soon-to-be father. Right?
Right.
I've never wanted Lego more than I do right now.
For sure. It is a great movie. I completely get it. I understand it. I liked it. It was kind of, for me, it was kind of missing something. It wasn't.
You know what it wasn't missing?
What?
Let me ask you what it wasn't missing.
What wasn't it missing?
GIFs of raptors saying things raptors wouldn't say.
Oh yeah, that was great. Never got old. Never got old.
Yeah, that was brilliant. What it was missing was a plot that made any freaking sense at all.
I mean, it was 22 Jump Street. It's Miller and Lord. It's the same people that made the Jump Street movies, that make the Lego movies, and it's literally 22 Jump Street. It's not quite as good in the plot, and it's not quite as funny as the first one, but it's still a very good movie.
But to me, it was missing a certain thing. Richard Ayoade Moss was the ice cream cone. Just realized
Was he really?
Yes. Jonah Hill as Green Lantern I thought was hilarious. I did not catch that was Channing Tatum as Superman.
It's been Channing Tatum as Superman and Jonah Hill as Green Lantern in both movies.
I think probably in all three.
I haven't seen Lego Batman.
I would imagine they're both.
I can't imagine they wouldn't be.
Oh my gosh, and Ike Barinholtz as Lex Luthor.
It was Jason Momoa as Aquaman, right? Like, I'm not...
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. And Kobe Smulders as Wonder Woman.
Interesting. Maria Hill.
Yeah. They said that Marvel wouldn't get back to them, but they had Chris Pratt and they had Kobe Smulders. I think those are the only two.
But so I was super underwhelmed by the first act of this movie.
It was very slow.
I got like 30. Oh, first of all, I just want to point out this movie was 90 minutes, 88 minutes, whatever it was, long, 94 minutes.
90 minutes on the dot.
90 minutes on the dot. This was the longest 90 minutes of my entire life.
I work retail. I've worked some long 90
No, but
minutes.
as far as movies go, like, this is the longest 90-minute movie they've ever made.
Yeah, I thought this was 2 hours.
Oh, for sure. I got out of it and I was like, because I saw it at 4 o'clock, and there was an accurate amount of, like, kids movie trailers before it, so I saw like 49 trailers.
Right.
For movies I would never see. By the way, new Judy Blume movie looks like it's gonna Fortnite slap, for starters, okay?
I had no idea where that sentence was going until the very end.
Judy Blume, okay, I'm here for it. That movie looks great.
No, you know what I'm here for? By the way, preview upcoming Bacon and Eggs with Isaac Carlson from Watso Videos. How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Oh yeah, but they haven't put a new trailer out for that in months. I don't know that. Yeah, like
the same trailer still makes me cry.
Yeah. That with the theatrical trailer though, not the TV trailer with Ed Sheeran's Castle on a Hill. It's a theatrical trailer with the, like, synth pop acoustic version of Tom Petty's Learn to Fly.
Yes,
that gets
the
me.
one.
The part where there's like, fly on your own.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I get chills every time.
So good.
And if that song isn't in the movie, I'm actually gonna just rip a chair out of the ground and throw it at the screen.
It'll be exactly like Lonely Island being the credits in this movie.
Okay, are we just gonna spoil this entire Fortnite movie or what?
There's one spoiler. There's only one spoiler.
But so are we just gonna go? We're just gonna go knock it out and say everything, right?
Hold on. No, we're gonna wait until the mid-roll. Here's the thing about the one spoiler. This was refreshing. 90 minutes, very long.
Are you talking about Hold on. Are you talking about the thing with one of the main characters being like a? What are you talking about?
Well, there's only one spoiler. It's got to do with Chris Pratt.
Oh, okay. Well, there's more than one spoiler.
No, there's like one plot spoiler.
One plot spoiler, yeah, but there's cute little things they throw in there.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. But there's one major. There was
one moment where I did the Andy Dwyer finds out Ron Swanson is pregnant face, and just does it like. You know what I'm talking about too.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian's comeback.
No, not that one. No, I'm talking about in this movie. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, we'll get there. Anyway, I want The Lonely Island to write a song about the credits for every movie ever.
Hold on. School of Rock has a great credits sequence where they're playing It's a Long Way to the Top.
Yeah, but it's not as good as this one.
I thought School of Rock was better.
No. I'm sorry. I thought the credits for the first one are great with all the Lego bricks and everything making the credits. And this one, how it did like the whole rolly thing, like the old credits.
Yeah.
And they've got The Lonely Island, an entire song that's like, can't wait to see the guy who edits the credits.
Yeah.
They're singing that whole song. I was dying the entire time. They've got it sold to because like there's no post-credit scene in this movie. Like everybody knows that. It's not the movie you'd expect to be a post-credit scene, but like they get you to stay for the entire credit. Like nobody got up and left. Like, nobody.
Correct. Yeah, no, I was there the whole time.
You were also the only people in the theater.
That's true. We were that's true. Getting back into the movie, was it too aware of itself?
No, I don't think it was.
The catchy song is called Catchy Song, open parentheses, this song's gonna get stuck inside your head, close parentheses.
And you know what? It's the best marketing ever. Because for the past, I saw this on Saturday, Tyler. Saturday. That's 4 days ago.
Yeah.
And the entire time since there, I've just been sitting there going, this song's gonna get stuck in your head. This song's gonna get stuck in your head. It's been stuck in my head the entire time.
It's so good. I'm listening to it right now. I don't know if you can tell.
Anyway, yeah, no, I don't think the movie was too aware of itself. I think that the moments in which the movie is aware of itself were the funniest moments in the movie.
So you think anytime that they're like, this is just a glorified commercial, or Marvel didn't get back to it?
I think that this movie relied entirely too much on the world outside of Bricksburg. That's what lost it for me.
Apocalypseburg?
Yeah, you know what I mean though. The world in which like there was way too many scenes. Because and I get why you can't have the same reveal like you did in the first one, where like, oh my god, it's a children's toy. There is a child making this story in real life. You lost that reveal. It's the Star Wars thing, right? You there's no right way to watch it because you lost that reveal. But this movie relied too much on Emmett being under the dryer and Rex being under the dryer and everybody being under the dryer.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
And I just got so tired. And the fact that it was so meta about like, oh, we're going to the C-Star system and we're going to the Stairgate. It was too much for me.
It was.
I thought the first one did a really good job of existing within its own universe and not playing on the rest of the house. And I thought this one did way too much playing on the rest of the house.
I agree with you. There was a lot of like a lot of the jokes from the first one couldn't like President Business was such a great name because you didn't know that was Dad. Right. That was just a character that was voiced by Will Smith or Will Ferrell.
Now, and the Armageddon thing, I think they could have disguised better.
Yeah, because immediately I was like, oh, the last one was about the dad, this one's about the mom making them put their toys away.
Right. I could tell immediately. Like I guessed it. That's the sheer fact of it though, is this one is for children.
This one is for children. It was also like mom's gonna put their toys away. It did approach it different than I thought. I thought it was going to be like, okay, 5:15 is when you've got soccer practice.
Right.
You know, and the toys up in the Sistar system have to go into the box because at soccer practice you don't get to play with the toys.
And also, the whole first act set this movie up to be about Wildstyle. And it just isn't.
It isn't, and that kind of sucked.
But the first act was so slow and so boring. I got 35 minutes into this movie or whatever, and I was like, holy Fortnite, this whole movie is gonna suck. And it picked up in the second and third act. I did legitimately enjoy the story in the second and third act, but the first part was so slow. It took so long to get off the ground. It's like, yeah, we get it. You're miserable because Emmett's happy. How dare he?
Yeah.
They're like, Emmett, you gotta grow up. You gotta change. You gotta get with the times, man. You can't be happy anymore. And then plot twist, the moral of the movie is that still Emmett being happy makes a difference.
Emmett's happiness.
And they try to pit Emmett as the villain, like...
What did you... Okay, how do we do this without talking about spoilers?
Okay, so I've got a thought. You ready to just dive back in? I've got a thought.
Yeah.
I understand why this movie tanked.
Why did this movie tank? Because I've seen articles, I've seen headlines before I saw the film that said they could explain it.
Okay, so I just figured it out. You and I have a skewed perspective on this movie and its cultural relevance.
Well, we love the original.
No. We built a brand around the original.
Yeah, what?
Because we released that episode July 4th. 2018, okay? That is still to this day the go-to answer when people are like, what is your favorite episode of Bacon and Eggs?
Lego Movie.
The Lego Movie. We have created a culture of people that love this movie, okay?
Okay.
This movie came out 5 years and 1 day ago.
Did it really?
February 7th, 2004. 2014
Was the original Lego movie released?
was the original Lego movie released.
That was a world that The Force Awakens didn't exist in.
Right. That was a world that Infinity War didn't exist in. That was a world that, like, we're the only people that care about this movie.
I care about this movie immensely.
That's what I'm saying, though, because, like, I watched the first one last week. I showed my girlfriend the first time, and she'd
never seen
she'd
it?
never
Oh
seen
my
it.
God, it's
She'd
amazing.
never seen it. And she loved this one
amazing.
because she just watched the first one for the first time last week.
This movie is a sequel to the nth degree.
Yeah, and
You
it's
need
just
the first
it
one.
literally is 22 Jump Street. It's just it's not quite as good and it's not quite as funny. But like 5 years went by, 5 full years. But like when they said 5 years later on screen, I was like, oh, they just did that to cover the aging of the children.
Right.
No,
It took a while to make
no. It was 5 years on the real world calendar.
That is insane. I would not have thought that was true.
No. So, like, the whole world's forgotten about this. And, like, the Lego Ninjago movie did terrible. The critics liked the Lego Batman movie, but it still didn't make much money. So, like, people are tired of this franchise.
So you think Anthony Lane's got some salt to what he's saying? Not Anthony Lane.
I think, yeah,
Gerardino.
my guy, yeah.
Girardino? No. He's got a...
James Bernardelli.
Berardinelli.
Berardinelli. That's not what I said originally. James Berardinelli.
Yeah.
Turns out he might be right. I think that, like, there's just not a whole lot of people that care anymore.
I never even saw Lego Ninjago.
I didn't either. It's apparently awful. I didn't know it was related, to tell you the truth.
It's not in the same universe, is it?
It's not. Is it? I don't know. I know Lego Batman is, but I don't think Lego Ninjago is.
I don't think Lego Batman's in the same universe.
Is this? It is.
It's not with the kids.
I have no idea. I've never seen it.
Oh, it's not. It's all Lego.
Right, but it's Will Arnett as Batman. Like,
Right, but it's not like...
but like Ninjago isn't a factor in the first movie.
Right.
Anyway, I think he's just right. I think it's just brand fatigue.
Yeah, I think what they did is they struck gold with the first one.
And they needed to put the second one out maybe 24 months later. And they didn't. They waited 60 months. You could have paid off a car. Like, it is reasonable to have paid off a car.
Yeah, nice 5-year loan.
So yeah, that's the thing. How do we spoil this, or how do we not spoil this movie? Like, how do we talk about this? Because, I don't know. Like...
Do you feel like characters were well developed?
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, I don't think... Yes and no. Yes and no.
I think Emmett was well developed.
I think Emmett was well developed. I think Wildstyle was well developed. I think they went the wrong direction with Batman.
Yeah, I agree with you.
They didn't really do anything for Metalbeard. They didn't really do anything for Benny.
Did you know Metalbeard was Ron Swanson?
I did.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Everybody is somebody in this movie.
Yeah, which is fun.
Yeah, Metalbeard is Nick Offerman.
Yes.
Have you ever watched his stand-up?
Oh my god, his stand-up's great.
It's hysterical. He just is Ron Swanson, but like a flaming liberal Ron Swanson.
Yeah. But that's what, I mean, that's sort of what Ron Swanson is, right? But he's on the other end of the spectrum.
Ron Swanson describes himself as a libertarian.
What did you think of Tiffany Haddish in this movie?
Is she Princess Watanabe?
Whatever
Watanabe?
Yes.
I don't know who Tiffany Haddish is.
She, I think, is a comedian. She like burst onto the scene this year, or
like her voice didn't sound
recently.
familiar to me at all.
She was in Keanu, Uncle Drew. This.
Oh, I saw
Girls
Keanu.
Trip.
Did you see Keanu?
No.
Oh my god, I forgot about that movie till you just said that. That movie is hilarious, dude.
About a cat.
Oh my, it's so funny. It's just Key and Peele.
Yeah, I love Key and Peele.
Like, and it's just hysterical. Like Keegan-Michael Key convinces an entire group of like hardened thugs that George Michael is like the hardest musician ever. He's got him in this minivan, like jamming along to Wham. It's hysterical. I mean, Keanu is next level. Like, if Jordan Peele didn't find his niche in like pop horror, they could have made a career in like
in comedy. You think those guys are funny?
Well, no, in comedy movies, like feature length, like Jason horrible bosses style. We're the Miller style comedy. Anyway, I liked her character. I liked her character development, actually. I thought that she actually had a pretty good arc. Princess whatever Watanabe.
Queen
Princess whatever Watanabe. The character I didn't care about was the like Space Ranger bug type person whose name I can't remember.
Felt like I'm with you there. I felt like Stephanie Beatrice character General Mayhem.
Yeah, because she's just Wildstyle, but not Lego.
She's Captain Phasma is what she is. She's like this Fortnite female character. There's really no valuable payoff on.
Right. It's like there's no like she takes the mask off and I'm just like, who?
Right. It's like that animated episode where Lex Luthor becomes the Flash and he's like, I can finally discover who the Flash is. And he takes the mask off and it's Barry Allen and he's like, who the heck is this?
Yeah. I mean, legitimately, like
Like, yeah, I felt like you took your mask off and you're like, oh, you were the cover character.
Right.
I also,
yeah, absolutely.
Here's an issue I had, Ethan. I don't get it. Why were the little hearts and the stars so explosive? And why? What?
I think they're just weapons.
Why? Like, I'm trying
I don't
to.
know.
Everything that happens is a result of the children playing with the toys, right?
Right, and it was really well defined in the first one, and you can go back and look at the first one, and you can define every action that happens in the movie makes sense to like what a child would think about. And there's a lot of stuff I can't line up in this one.
Well, like
for sure,
when he
like
makes
I'm with
Rex
that.
and they're flying through the like glass droids. What is that supposed to be?
I don't know. I really don't know. Because it's just some part of the house between the stairs and the sister's room.
The way I figure is a 3-level home. You get the basement where the dad had his Legos set up, and then his wife was like, "You have to let the kids play with these. You can't just. What are you, crazy?"
Right. And now the dad has completely given up. He's like, "I don't even want the Legos anymore. Like, y'all have them." He's like, he's not on screen. He's like, "Honey, where are my
Which is
pants?"
great. I laughed hard at that. That was a nice little callback to the original.
Yeah. Definitely.
And he's playing golf and he's president of business. I did think that was a cop-out on Will Ferrell's part to not show his face in the movie.
No, I liked it. I legitimately did.
Maya Rudolph a little more credit?
Yes, absolutely. I think it did because it's like, because you get the perspective from the first movie. You get son and dad, and from this movie you get daughter and mom. Mostly daughter.
I thought this was still more about the son.
No, he's the villain.
He is the villain.
He doesn't want to play with the sister. The sister's like, I started playing with the Legos and we used to play when I was a kid, and now you just don't want to play with me anymore, and she still wants to jam out.
No,
she's upset.
That he still wants to play Lego. He doesn't want to play with her, but I think he never wanted to play with her. That's where the whole conflict came from.
But you see them playing
I think
together.
what it was is, as a younger brother, let me tell you what happened. Is he had this beautiful setup of Bricksburg that he took from his dad's setup.
And this thing is, I don't know.
Then,
I don't know. Like I don't have a brother. If somebody came in when I was Flynn's age, if somebody came into Fortnite with my Legos, I would have been like, "Excuse me, you get out of my house right now, intruder."
I think what happened was, while he was not playing with Legos, she would go down and play with her Legos and Duplos together and just trash the Bricksburg. Not because she had any sort of malintent, just because that's what little kids do. They don't understand the value
and they blow
of the
stuff
time
up,
and everything that you spent working on this. So she's just like, oh, we play with this together now. That's just what we do. And then I think he was like, well, I don't want to play with you because you destroyed everything, and I made this awesome Apocalypseburg, and it's awesome. And there's a laying down Statue of Liberty, and it's awesome. And I don't want to play with you because it's awesome. Please don't touch my stuff. And he's become his father. It's a cat's in the cradle kind of thing, where he's he
don't say, dude. No, you can't bring that song up right now. I can't handle that.
But he becomes exactly what his father was saying in the first one, where it was like, you can't mess with my stuff because it's my stuff, and it's my stuff, and it's the way that I want it because it's my stuff. It's not your stuff. It's my stuff. And that's sort of like the problem, is that like, the daughter is coming in there and she's like, but I want to play with the stuff, and you play with dad's stuff, and you set it up the way you want it. So that means I get to play with your stuff and set it up the way I want it because you did that to dad's stuff. So now it's our stuff. But really, it's the son's stuff.
Well, no, it's not. It's both of their
son
stuff.
sees it is like
the way the son sees it. Yeah, for sure. But that's what I'm saying. Is like,
and now he's passed it on to me.
Flynn is the villain here, out of the humans. He has taken on Dad's role as the villain.
Mom is the villain. But
no, mom is the world eater. She's the chaotic neutral.
Mom is chaotic neutral. She destroys the planet.
Like, yeah, she doesn't care, and that's the whole thing. And that's what the problem with this. Okay, we either got to go to the money zone or whatever. Like, we got to do something here.
Well, hold on, where are we at?
Let's do a toothpaste and orange juice, and then let's roll to the mid
money
rolls.
Zone, and then
to the money zone.
Is that what we call it now?
No, that's what Mabim Bam calls it.
Toothpaste and oranges. I've got one that I've been thinking about for a long time. I don't know if I've done it on the show before, but it fits with the Lego movie because it's next door to the Lego movie episode. So we're gonna count down 3, 2, 1, go. You're gonna tell me what yours is. I'll tell you what mine is. 3, 2, 1. Chipotle.
Airplanes. Tell me about Chipotle.
I am so mad that Chipotle is the best place to get a freaking burrito. Listen, I'm not a burrito guy when it comes to Chipotle. I'm actually not. Here's the thing. Your tortilla ruins your Chipotle experience. If you go for a bowl, you have doubled the amount of meals you can eat with this one singular meal. Especially if you go bowl plus chips, okay? You've solved the problem. There are correct ways to order at Chipotle. Listen, you can't just make the best burrito in town, but have the order process be so freaking confusing. I can't listen. No, it's
not
Ethan.
confusing.
I get that you
No,
get
it's
it.
not.
I get that I get it. I'm thinking about Chipotle virgins here. When you walk in there and you go up there and it's not obvious what you're supposed to do. I don't care what you say. It's not obvious. It's more obvious than like it's
not,
more
but I
obvious
don't
than
care.
most,
Chipotle
but-
is an experience for the
is
experienced,
experience for the
okay?
experience.
If you don't know how to use a Chipotle, get the Fortnite out of my
That's what I'm
Chipotle.
saying. You got up there and the first person looks at you like bowl or burrito, but they don't say bowl or burrito. They just look at you like, and then you're like, what's the procedure? And then they're like, do you want bowl or burrito? Bowl burrito or tacos quesadilla? And you're like, what Fortnite? It's a bowl. Like,
First of all, if you get tacos at Chipotle, and I'm looking directly down the wires at my girlfriend right now, if you get tacos at Chipotle, you are living life wrong, and you will have to atone for your sins when you meet
here's
the
other
maker.
thing, is you start off with your bowl or burrito question, which the correct answer is bowl, okay? And then you get to the next person and they look at you
Bowl.
like, they say, this is what they say, rice pinto. No, white or pinto. White or pinto. What does that even mean?
It's white or brown. It's white or brown, black
That's
or
what it is.
pinto.
White or brown, black or pinto. And you look at it like, I don't know what you're asking. White or brown what?
I'm judging you on your answer to this question, by the way. I'm the guy at Chipotle that's like, really? Brown rice? Are you a
You don't get
heathen?
brown rice?
No, I get the lime white
Brown and
rice,
pinto.
dude. No, white and black, brother. I thought I knew you.
Then hold on. So then you get through that process after like 20 minutes of what on earth am I even ordering? And then they ask you what protein you want, which is a very weird way to say which meat do you want. And what? Listen, if you know,
it's
hold
because
on.
they offer sofritas. It's because they're a vegetarian-friendly restaurant, and they offer sofritas, and sofritas is a protein that
but
is
that's
not meat.
One, not obvious. So Fritas, I don't even know what you said. I'm literally here talking.
It's tofu.
Say tofu. Say tofu on the menu.
It says it on the menu.
No, the menu doesn't matter. Once you've started ordering, the menu makes no sense at all. Okay, so now we're getting sofritas, chorizo, chicken, seasoned beef, or steak, which is also seasoned beef.
Oh, hold on. You missed carnitas.
Okay,
sir.
let me go back to this. I don't know what 3 of these are. I know that I ordered chicken because why else wouldn't I? And then you get to the...
I'm judging the Fortnite out of you right now.
Hold on.
Holy Fortnite, man.
Now you get over to the mild, medium, or hot person, but the mild, medium, and hot don't taste the same.
The answer is yes. You want mild, medium, or
Yes.
hot? Yes.
You want meat?
I do have an issue with this here. I'm with you on this, okay? Because the mild is chunky salsa, and the medium and hot are
Mild is a
non-chunky
pico,
salsa.
the medium is a salsa verte, and the hot is just hot sauce, I guess.
It's a salsa rosa, salsa rojo.
Whatever. This is not obvious to a first-time Chipotle guest.
Right. The correct answer for mild, medium, or hot
Did
is
they give you all
yes.
3? I've never done
Yeah.
that.
No, let me tell you. Okay, let me explain to you one time I ordered in Chipotle that people have never let me forget. This is actually cataloged in an episode of And That's Why We Drink because I wrote to them to tell them about this. It's episode 14. You can hear my Chipotle order, okay? I was an entire Four Loko and possibly a shot of something else deep in Richmond, Virginia, ordering at a Chipotle, okay? An entire Four Loko. It is 6 p.m., okay? This is a thing that happened. And how they were like, first of all, it sounded like they were speaking Martian.
Speaking Martian.
The
There's
only way I succeeded at this Chipotle was to know what I wanted ahead of time, right? Okay, so my answer was bowl, white, black, just a little. 'Cause I don't want a lot of beans.
No,
I just
full
want a little
bean.
beans. I want
Give
to
me full
drain them
bean.
first. No. Less bean, more cheese. Anyway,
Oh, that's weird. I go full bean, full cheese, more sour cream.
hang on. No,
Oh,
no
God,
sour
you're
cream.
ordering wrong.
No, I know that I'm alone in this. Anyway, so black, just a little, and they're like, mild, medium, or hot. I said, yes. And they were like, anything else? I said, mess me up with corn. Literally that phrase, mess me up with corn. And the girl looked at me like I had aliens crawling out of my Fortnite.
Here's the thing. Corn is the right answer.
And then no sour cream, no lettuce,
no lettuce.
cheese.
For sure.
No lettuce. I'm going to microwave that thing tomorrow. No chance on lettuce, bro. Same with sour cream.
Oh, I've microwaved the sour cream and all.
Dude, Fortnite me up with corn. Like, you could give me a bowl of chorizo and corn and cheese, and I would be happier
You
than
get
anybody
chorizo?
in the world.
Pork? That's
Yeah, every
pork, right?
time if they have it. That's chorizo, yeah.
Pork.
It's sausage. It's the
I'm a
sausage.
chicken guy.
Yes, because you're a vanilla bean Fortnite person. You are like an ice cream sandwich at Ben and Jerry's type person. I don't have anything to say to you, man. Chicken is the most boring thing you can get at Chipotle.
I go for chicken because here's the thing. I'm a big burger guy. People who watch the Bacon and Eggs vlog, sub to us on YouTube, know that I'm a big burger guy.
Okay, first of all, if you get the ground beef or whatever,
I'm not gonna
you're
get the
wrong.
ground beef because this is a Mexican restaurant. Ground beef.
But
if you get
the chicken, you're boring.
Because I'm not getting the steak.
We forgot
steak
one.
is the wrong way to do red meat. I'm just gonna come out here and say it. Steak is not correct.
We forgot one though.
Oh,
barbacoa.
Yeah, no. 4 of these proteins. I don't know what they are.
Barbacoa is rad. So barbacoa is carnitas. No, barbacoa is
peppers
like
and onions.
Shredded beef. It's shredded beef butt.
Ooh, I like butt.
It's seasoned and shredded beef, but it's like pork roast, like not pork roast. It's like pot roast, but with the butt and with Mexican spices. It's really good. You should try it.
Here's the problem, Ethan.
But steak is okay. Carnitas is the way to go. Chorizo is the way to go. Chicken is boring but safe. If you get the ground beef, you're wrong.
The ground beef doesn't look like ground beef. Steak is not the way to do red meat.
And if you get the sofritas, you're wrong.
But when it comes down to it, the reason I go for the chicken is because this is the truth about Chipotle that I'm letting you in on right now. Your bowl is a bowl of dip for the chips. Guac is extra because you don't need it.
I'm with that. And like if you do get the steak does not taste like
it doesn't.
Anything.
And
like it is truthfully it's just unseasoned red meat.
Well done red meat.
It's not good. It's not good. Yeah, it's not rare. It doesn't taste nice. It's chewy. It's like, and I dig the steak. I'll get it occasionally. Sometimes I'm feeling froggy and I'll just get the steak. But it's not great.
Here's the other thing about Chipotle. I get to the end of the freaking line, okay? Guac is extra. That's fine. I don't need guac. Queso is extra. That's fine. Whatever.
Yo, their queso tastes like deep fried butthole.
I've gotten it. I've not gotten it. I think it's okay to add to my dip. I don't think it's okay on its own.
I've gotten it and not gotten it and have not noticed the difference. Honest to God. Like that is the one thing I'll say about Moe's. Moe's queso rips. Chipotle queso sucks.
Chipotle makes the best bowl/burrito out there.
Correct. But if you want queso, go to Moe's.
Now, here's the end of it. They're like, oh, do you want a drink? No. I bought a $12 bowl of meat and beans and rice. I get a drink for free. Except you don't, and it's $8. $25 for the drink.
It's $8 for the bowl, Tyler.
Whatever, Ethan.
That's 2 meals, Tyler.
No, if I leave Chipotle, I have spent $40 a minute.
You're doing Chipotle wrong. You are operating incorrectly.
And they serve alcohol there? That's something. What's that about?
Dude, I got a Corona one time.
Was it good?
It was a Corona. It tasted like Corona.
Tell me about, I already forgot what your toothpaste and orange juice was.
I said airplanes.
What? You tasted an airplane?
I have been on an airplane more, I've been on 8 airplanes in the past, 17 days, which is more airplanes than I've ever been on 17 days of my life.
Good metric.
And I've learned a lot about airports in that time. I've learned a lot about the general flying experience in that time.
STD? That's airplanes per 17 days.
And I've learned airplanes per 17 days. Yeah. And I've learned a lot about myself as a person in that time. I want to tell you first about what I've learned about Ethan as a person, okay? I have a chronic fear of overpacking, okay? I'm afraid that I'm going to overpack, and therefore I should sincerely underpack, okay? But let me tell you about my underpacking. Step 1, I pack underwear like I'm planning on Fortniting myself every time
single day.
For the entire day, every time I'm there.
You never know.
Like,
what if there's a pool?
In my head,
what if there's a pool?
In my head, I'm like, I'm gonna be gone for 5 days. How many pairs of underwear do I need? 17? Sounds right. Excellent. Got it. Now, on the other hand, with shirts, I'm like, I'm gonna be gone 5 days. I've never sweated in my fortnight life, man. I need 3 shirts.
Exactly right. There's gonna be a washing machine there. Why would I pack more shirts?
Right. I'm like, why would I bring more than 3 shirts? Why would I bring more than 1 pair of pants? I'm wearing a pair of pants. Why would I need more than 1 pair of pants?
I got underwear.
Why would I need more than 1 pair of pants? Anyway, yeah. So I pack like I'm gonna fortnight myself 3 times a day, and like I'm never gonna need another shirt. And I'll tell you, the first thing I do at an airport, is spill something on myself.
Without fail.
The first thing I do. Actually, this last time I flew, it wasn't the first thing I do. It waited until like the second flight, okay? It waited until I got to Philadelphia, and I got a Philly cheesesteak. You can see this on my vlog. I got a Philly cheesesteak.
I got a bone to pick with Ethan gets a Philly cheesesteak at the Philadelphia International Airport. You did this. Look at me in the eye when I'm telling you this.
I can't. Your camera's off.
I think I unplugged it.
Yeah.
You did this entirely so you could scratch off Pennsylvania on your vlog map.
No, I'm not going to scratch off Pennsylvania on my vlog map because I didn't go to Pennsylvania. I only went to Philly Airport.
Here's what I watched happening. Ethan being like, "Can I scratch off Pennsylvania?" I mean, I did eat a Philly cheesesteak.
No, I'm not going to scratch off Pennsylvania though. That's the thing. Is I'm not going to scratch off Pennsylvania because I did not leave the airport. Therefore, it does not count.
I'll be watching.
Firm belief. No,
Pennsylvania's a lot of real estate.
The reason I got the Philly cheesesteak, yeah, and I'm gonna go to Pennsylvania. I'm sure at some other time. Anyway, I'm not gonna scratch Pennsylvania off. I was prepared for that comment. Anyway, I got a Philly cheesesteak, and the first bite I took of the Philly cheesesteak, this is actually not seen on the vlog because I used the second bite in the vlog because the first bite I just got like in a lap full of hot oil.
Oh no.
Out of the Philly cheesesteak. It got on my hoodie, it got on my pants, like immediately, and I'm like, man, I made it through the entire Roanoke airport without spilling something myself. This is karma, just shoving it.
I hit my knee.
What just happened?
Karma.
Anyway, my other qualm with airports, okay? I'm taking a 6 a.m. flight on a Sunday, on Super Bowl Sunday, to Philadelphia, right? I'm looking at my corner of the Roanoke airport. It's me and 9 other people, right? We're headed to Philadelphia on like an Embraer 175 ERJ.
Wings.
It's only got 2 seats on one side of the plane and 1 seat on the other side of the plane. Right. It was a small plane, man. There's 9 of us going to Philadelphia. And by God, American Airlines, they're going to call 47 boarding classes. They're going to get up on that thing and they're going to be like, all right, well, we're starting with military, obviously, because support our troops. And then we're going to board priority. And then we're going to board our concierge key members. And then we're going to board One World Global. And then we're going to board One World Domestic. And then we're going to board our concierge key elite members. And then we're going to board super triple Fortnite, double priority. And I'm like, all right, we're eventually going to get to me, man. Boarding class 5. That's what's up. Class 5. Let's go.
Let's go, cuzzo.
Let's go. Class 5. I'm ready for it. And they're like boarding class 1. Let's go. Boarding class 2. Boarding class 3. Boarding class 4. I'm like, I'm next. This is me. This is my turn. 47. That's me. Let's go. Get some cold cuts today. And they're like, boarding class 7. Boarding class 8. Octuple priority. One World transatlantic members, concierge key, minor elite, Delta customers, people flying on Lufthansa, people making a connection at a different airport other than Philadelphia who are about to get on Amtrak. And then finally, it's just me and one other guy who looks like he hasn't bathed in 37 days, who's just carrying like a rucksack full of batteries. Looks like he's about to like explode the plane with his mind. And they call boarding class 27 and that guy gets on. It's just me standing there in the airport by myself looking dead in the eyes with Debbie, the person at the gate, wearing her Fortnite and scarf, her red scarf around her neck that says, I work for American Airlines.
Did you get to board?
And I'm just like, Debbie, if you don't let me on this Fortnite plane right now, I'm gonna take my bag with the removable battery in it that you told me to remove before I concierge valet it. And I'm gonna beat you over the head with it. It's just the end of it.
And then what happened?
And then I got on the plane and they let me go to Philadelphia eventually. And then I got to Philadelphia and I was waiting to get on my plane and the same thing happened again, man.
Do you remember when we flew to Seattle and they were like, Delta priority members, you can fly now, or whatever it's called, Delta Skyway? And we were like, oh, that can't be us. These tickets were cheap. And it was us.
It was us, man. I had a similar thing happen on the way home, man. Similar thing happened on the way home. I arrived at the Providence airport, balls o'clock in the morning for my 6:30 a.m. flight, right? I'm like, let me get some Starbucks coffee, man. It's all I need in my life right now. It was like a grande mocha from Starbucks. Not a Starbucks in sight. We're in Rhode Island, man. They got a Dunkin' Donuts every 14 feet. I got a large iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. I drank 3 sips of it. It tasted like it was burned. Like you set it on a kettle overnight and left it to just roast and burn itself. It was awful. I don't know why people drink Dunkin' Donuts. And without a doubt, there's some dude sitting there going, oh yeah, man. Oh man, the Patriots, man, just won the Super Bowl, man. You gotta get your donkeys. That's what I'm talking about, man. Dunkin' Donuts, man. It's all about the Patriots, man. Go Pats. Go Pats. Go Pats, bro. I mean, the Fortnite. Donkeys, that's all you gotta do is you gotta get your Dunkin' Donuts, man. It's everything in the world to be fine to get your Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm like, okay, cool, dude. I'll get Dunkin' Donuts, whatever. Like come down from your thing or whatever. So I got a croissant sandwich, which was awful.
You thought it was oddly good. It was a croissant sandwich that tasted kind of like a glazed donut. I've been there.
It was a croissant sandwich that tasted like it was made in 1747.
Yeah, that's the croissant sandwich I'm thinking of.
And I got a Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Anyway, so I get to the airport, right? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna I'm going to like gate check my bag because I got like a 40-minute layover in Charlotte. And every time I fly to Charlotte, they drop me off in Terminal A and I have to be in Terminal, 47. Right. Like I got to be the other end of the airport in the next 30 minutes. So I'm like, I'm going to check my bag, but I'm going to see if I can do the valet thing. I look at my boarding pass, man. My boarding pass says 1F. And I'm smart enough to know at this point I've flown on enough American Airlines flights. I know 1 is first class. And I was like, I didn't buy a first class ticket. How did this happen? So I walked up to the American Airlines kiosk and they were like, congratulations, you've been upgraded to first class on your flight from Providence to Charlotte. Would you like to check a bag for free? And I was like, obviously.
Well, I don't
obviously I want to check this bag.
I've got my headphones right here. I got my iPad
I don't need this.
right
I don't need this bag. They're like, yeah. I've got my camera bag on my back. Like, whatever. It's got everything I need in it. Great. Yeah, I would love to check this bag. Oh, it might not get home tonight because you're gonna lose it in Charlotte. Definitely, probably. I don't need it tomorrow. Whatever.
So get it to me whenever, dude. It was like, is there anything in these bags we need? No. Okay. Yeah. All right. We're good.
No. I was like, just get it to me eventually. Honestly, it's just some pants.
And 15 pairs of clean underwear.
Right. It's 15 pairs of underwear I didn't use, a pair of pants I didn't use, a pair of shoes I didn't use, not enough shirts.
Clean t-shirt.
And so I'm like, yeah, cool. Let's check this bag, dude. Let's do it. And so I get on this flight, man, and I sit down on my seat, and the flight attendant comes over, she goes, "Hi, Ethan. I'm Terry. It's really nice to meet you. Thank you so much for flying American Airlines." And I'm like, holy Fortnite, man. I can never fly poor class ever again.
The problem is you're going to fly with me in the future, and I do not care about Terry. Oh, I'm sure I would.
Yes, you do. You, Tyler Carlin, if you ever get the opportunity to fly first class, do not take it. Because it'll ruin your life. I know you. I know you better than that.
I work in a furniture store that hands customers a free Coca-Cola upon entry.
Oh, dude, man, I got Fortnite can hammered.
Did you?
On that
I'm so
flight.
proud of you for that.
I had like 8 Bloody Marys. They just kept giving them to me. They were like, it's complimentary. Have as many as you want.
For an hour.
And I'm sitting there listening to my brother and me on my headphones, laughing out loud. And the woman next to me is just like, hey, can you stop laughing out loud? It's really
and we're like,
obnoxious.
well, maybe if you listen to Travis McElroy.
And I'm like, no, I can't. 3-headed person next to me. I am incapable.
Oh, shoot. Well, real quick, exciting news. Is this the end of your segment?
That's the end of my segment, man. That's all I got to say about airports. Ladies and gentlemen, pack less underwear.
Exciting news from your friends at Bacon and Eggs, a movie lovers podcast. Now, listeners of this show, what?
Ooh, is this the thing?
Oh, we're doing the thing.
Are we doing the thing? Are we telling
them about
the thing? Telling them about
this
the thing?
This has been a long time coming. Honestly,
oh my gosh.
Over a quarter in the making, which in our business world is a long time. Which reminds me, Patch Club members, your patches are sitting here on my desk. I will get them to you shortly.
Tyler!
I will get them to you this week. Very exciting news from Bacon and Eggs. We are very excited to announce we are launching a new line of clothing, a new line of merchandise from Bacon and Eggs through our Teespring website. It is called Be Positive. Now, the B in B stands for Bacon and Eggs Positive. B-E Positive. Now, this is a new line of merchandise. This is about having a positive mental attitude and making a commitment to healing, because Ethan and I have been both through very tough depressions in our lives, and we've made it through it. And it's a reminder to yourself to say, I am going to make decisions that trend towards positivity in my life. Ethan, I'm going to let you speak.
I was not prepared for that.
This spawned
seriously,
from Positivity
this
2K19
came
movement.
Yeah, this spawned from my Positivity 2K19 thing, which really came as a result of me looking myself dead in the mirror and saying, hey man, look, a lot of what has happened to you at the end of 2018 has really sucked. No, it's not really fair. That's not how life works. Life isn't always fair. Sometimes you're going to get stuff dumped on you, but you, 25-year-old Ethan, cannot let this ruin your life. You cannot let this be the thing that destroys you. And so I looked at myself in the mirror one day and I said, I have to do something. I have to get off my butt. I have to try to make my life better. I have to try to make other people's lives better. I have to try to make the world better. So that's where this is coming from. This is a line of clothing, and it's a lifestyle for people who just want to get better.
It's making the commitment and saying, either I'm not okay, but I'm doing what is necessary to get better, or I am okay and I'm here to help.
And I want to help other people be okay.
Exactly.
Because we know it is not a light switch. It is not an easy thing. It's not like you can wake up tomorrow morning and go, I'm happy now. Life is not that easy. And so this is our way of telling you that we're here to help, and this is our way of giving you the opportunity to say to other people that you're here to help.
And that's what it's all about. The new line of clothing is in the description of this video. We've got a new logo designed for it. We've got a whole lot of stuff. I think it looks really, really nice. There's going to be an announcement on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter all today talking about Be Positive, our new movement, our new clothing line that we're very, very excited about. So be sure to be on the lookout. And if the show means anything to you, if it brings any joy to your life, we really do encourage you to purchase something from the new line.
Absolutely. And we Tyler and I are always here to help. Join our Discord, join our Facebook group, reach out to us somehow. We are happy to have conversations with you. We're happy to take this conversation beyond movies, beyond the simple things in life. You know, our show is about having easy conversations, and we're always here to have easy conversations, but we're also here to have tough conversations.
Correct. But if we do not respond to your email, it's not because we don't love you.
It's just a bad way to get in touch with us.
The best way to get in touch with us is DMs. And
Facebook and Discord and DMs.
DM the show, though. Don't DM us. DM the show.
Yeah, my phone is always on low power mode, so I don't see emails for hours.
But that is our new and exciting announcement. So in addition, a new Patreon structure, the Be Positive movement, we're going into new times in our world. Back to spoiler full. It doesn't make any sense.
The Lego Movie 2.
How does time travel work in a kid's basement?
It doesn't, because it doesn't matter, because it's just Flynn being a dick.
Who's Flynn?
The kid, the boy.
He's not being a dick. He's
Finn,
just being frustrated by his little sister. Listen, I am the little sister.
No, it's the manifestation of him going, I'm in the middle of a story about time travel.
Exactly. It's, I'm in the middle of this campaign. I'm in the middle of this story, and you're getting in the way. I don't want to play with you because I'm so caught up in my own creativity. I don't have time to collaborate. I don't have time to care about what you're interested in. And the sister wants to be a part of that, but the time travel doesn't make any freaking sense. There was another Lego figure, right?
Yeah,
right.
Rex
like
Dangervest.
Figure existed, right?
Right, and then he got Back to the Future.
Doesn't.
Right, Rex Dangervest.
I guess
I did love the character of Rex Dangervest, though.
Chris Pratt's other movie characters.
It's Chris Pratt's other movie character, like the better Emmett.
The more interesting Emmett.
Right, the thing that he thinks he needs to be for Wildstyle to love him.
Loves him the way he is.
Yeah, but she doesn't do a very good job of explaining that.
Well, she doesn't do a good job of realizing that either.
Because she's like, Emmett, you have to grow up. And then she's like, wait, I don't want Emmett to grow up. Everything was awesome because Emmett said it was.
She was the one that recorded Everything Is Awesome.
Oh, I know. That was so good. That was my favorite moment of the whole movie.
I cried.
When Emmett was just, he looks at the poster for a popular band, and he's just like, he looks at the hair, and he's like, wait.
Her.
That was the moment where I was like, oh my God. She's saying Everything Is Awesome. Because the whole movie, she'd been like, yeah, no, whatever. It was a good song. Whatever. Like, we're over it. We're past it. We moved past this.
Awesome.
Yeah, she has a whole song where she's like, everything's not awesome. And it's all like sad. This movie was much more a musical.
There was like musical pieces in it, and I don't know how to feel about them. Like, there's a song about Batman, about like, I only love men from Krypton. And I felt like,
I liked Prince or Queen whatever Wanabe's intro song, her exposition song.
Yeah, I'm not
about
evil.
not being
I don't
evil.
Have an evil plan.
And the whole time, Wildstyle's like, this is only a thing that an evil person would say.
Really? Dun dun dun.
Yeah,
she's not evil.
But really, she's not.
I
evil.
had a feeling.
She just wants to marry Batman.
Did you catch it when you saw it? Were you like, oh, they're not going to be the evil one. It's going to be Rex. I don't know. I felt like I was like,
definitely,
it's too obvious.
It was too obvious because it's a movie for kids.
Frozen wasn't too obvious. You thought
Frozen
Hans
was too obvious
from the get-go.
I thought Frozen was too obvious. Yeah, I definitely thought Hans from the get-go. Hans is obviously the villain. I don't know how you can watch that movie and not think Hans is the villain. I thought that was too obvious. I thought Incredibles 2 was too obvious.
What about Moana?
Those movies are for kids.
Where Maui is not the villain.
Moana was not too obvious. That's why I like Moana better than Frozen. 100%. Yeah, because it's a better story and it's not too obvious. And Maui's not the villain. What does that mean?
What can I say except you're welcome?
So we're in... I don't like to get political here on Bacon and Eggs, okay?
Okay.
No, sort of, okay? I don't think anybody's in denial of the fact that we're in a sticky situation right now with the government in Virginia, okay? But what we've learned from this whole situation is that The Rock lives full-time in Virginia. I am 100% on board with The Rock as Virginia governor.
Me too. Where did this come from? What is this have to do with the Lego movie?
You're talking about Moana, about Dwayne The Rock Johnson, about Maui.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Right. What can I say except I accept your nomination? I was just I was mostly just as shocked and excited to learn that The Rock is it lives in Virginia, has a horse farm
let me ask
in
you
Virginia.
This question, Ethan. Did you not already know this? And did I not already know this? Because I was under the impression when I saw this information come out, this was like a Mandela effect for me, where I was like, yeah, duh, The Rock lives in Virginia. Everybody knows that. I don't think anybody knew that. It turns out it was like a secret home.
I don't think anybody knew that.
But in my brain, I was like, yeah, duh.
I did not know that because famous people don't come from Virginia. They don't make movies about Virginia. There's a sports teams in Virginia. Virginia is like the forgotten state when it comes to popular media.
Where all the presidents are from here.
Right. But that was back in the 1700s.
Right.
And the 1800s.
Where's Donnie from? Honest question. Okay.
New York.
I can take that.
But I just didn't know The Rock lived in Virginia, and I'm 100% in support of The Rock as Virginia governor. If Arnold Schwarzenegger can successfully be one of California's best governors
Reagan
ever,
can be the president, then an actor can be the governor of Virginia.
I'm not saying The Rock for president, okay? We don't need more celebrity presidents.
But then The Rock can be governor if Reagan can be president.
Yeah, anyway, I don't want to get too political here, but I do want to say that I am 100% backing Dwayne The Rock Johnson as emergency Virginia governor.
I'm totally in. Lego Movie 2, the second part.
There's
a lot of, the first one's about you got to create whatever you want to create. And then this one throws that away immediately. And then...
Yeah, don't be happy. Don't create what you want to.
Make a dystopian future.
I know there was a lot of stuff that didn't line up, and I just wasn't here for it. I did not love this movie.
No, I did not either. And I wish that I did.
I wish it had been good enough for me to. I'm not putting the blame. Usually, if I don't like the sequel as much, I think that it's the result of me being an imperfect human. But this time, I think it's legitimately the result of this being an imperfect movie.
I agree with you. Now, what if we determine they addressed something in this movie that I think was important? Because in the first movie, there's sort of this weird plot hole where Emmett can all of a sudden move in the real world, which we all accepted as a plot hole, and then we all went back and watched Toy Story 1, and we watched Sid get horrified by a whole bunch of toys that literally walk towards him.
I mean, so you also watched the Ryan George pitch meeting for Toy Story and thought about Toy Story completely differently, right?
Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. No,
because I watched that one and he was like, so the villain's gonna be this kid that rips the heads off his toys and puts them on other toys, and the exec guy is a kid playing with his toys.
I do think I saw this one. Yeah.
And that really Fortnite the whole movie.
Wait a minute.
At least the first one, where I was hang on, they just traumatized this kid for no reason.
Well, I mean, he was blowing up toys with an M80. That toy could have easily come to life and been like, hey, I'm alive.
Right, but he doesn't know the toys are... Sid's not doing anything wrong. Sid did nothing wrong.
No, Sid...
Thanos did something wrong.
Do you think Woody did something wrong in Toy Story 1? I think he did. He tried to knock Buzz out the window. Or he did knock Buzz out the window.
Yeah, Woody's kind of a dick.
And, that's why Toy Story fell in our ranking.
Well, it's why they kept getting better, because they fixed everything about Woody in the second and third movies. Anyway, we're not talking about Toy Story. We're talking about the Lego movie. And yeah, that was the whole thing I was going back to, though, is they relied too much on the, these toys are sentient.
But then they make a line while they're under the washing machine, the dish dryer, the dryer. That, this isn't really happening. This is a figment of, or this is a, representative metaphor or something like that. And I was like, is it really happening? Is it not?
Right. But then they make a line where when Wildstyle comes in and Emmett's like, so you can really see this guy, right?
And she says yes.
So it definitely is happening.
But in the real world, am I supposed to accept that there's two toys bumping into each other underneath the dryer?
I think that is what play this movie is trying to make, and that's why it is not as good.
But Emmett really did move in the first one.
Correct, but we all kind of looked past that one.
It was
charming.
It is charming.
Because it's sort of a plot hole in this one, and it was the whole plot this time.
I thought that there was character omissions unnecessary. There was still Gandalf, but there was no Dumbledore, there was no Vitruvius, there was none of the Marvel characters, which they addressed. But it didn't satisfy me.
I'll tell you, the one meta moment from this movie that I did absolutely adore was when Rex was like, yeah, there's a plot device under this floor right here.
I thought that was hilarious. I'm 100% with you right there.
I did think that was hilarious. I was like, this is the writing I wanted, and that was more of what I wanted out of the movie and less of what I got. I disagree.
I thought there was a little bit too much of that.
I didn't think there was enough. I didn't think it was funny enough. I really didn't think it was funny enough. I don't think they tried to make it funny. That was the thing about the first one, is it was so it was so on the nose. It was so cleverly written. It was so funny that as an adult, whether it's a kid's movie or not, you could still laugh hysterically at it. This one, I had to try to laugh at a lot.
Sacrifice its plot for its self-awareness. This one I felt like did.
Yeah. Well, no, this one's plot was its self-awareness.
It was like, and you gotta...
This one relied, and this is what I keep coming back to, is this one relied too much on the real world scenes and not enough on the Legos.
Right.
Like, it gave too much power to the kids.
Correct. And I felt like in the first one, we talked about it earlier, I felt like there was a really good way of like picturing, okay, this is what Wyatt, or whatever the kid's name is doing and how he's making all this happen. And in this one, it was almost like Finn. This one, it was like the Legos have a world and Finn has a world, and they don't exactly match up.
They don't match up at all.
Where it's like, you know, in the Lego world, Finn's favorite Lego toy is Emmett, right? That's what we're supposed to understand. But in the Lego world, it's like he's really not the leader. Even when the girl comes and picks up Legos, she doesn't pick up Emmett. Because that's the whole thing in the first movie, is that like even his dad is like, nope, he's just a regular construction worker. And the whole point is that that's all they needed was a regular construction worker. That being ordinary, you can save the world. And they threw in a lot of the like master builder stuff.
And then this movie completely undid that. Like,
anyone could be Spider-Man.
I don't get that reference.
It's what makes you different that makes you Spider-Man.
Right, but that's not what these movies are about, and that's what they try to make this one about.
But it wasn't even that they could even be drawing from any of that influence, because this movie was definitely done.
I don't think they were drawing from that influence. I think they were out of ideas. Like, and that's why they clearly did not set this one up for a third movie.
I thought
like there is no obvious third movie here.
It's just another kid.
I mean, they could make a third movie if demand ceased, but I don't think it will. But like the last one ended, and it was like, we're from planet Duplan, and we're here to destroy you.
That's what I don't get, is like, were they not?
They were. They just wanted to crush stuff. They just wanted to destroy stuff. That's all the Duplos cared about.
It seemed like they wanted to play together.
Yeah, they just destroyed shiny stuff.
It seemed like they all wanted to play together.
Yeah, but to Finn, that meant breaking the stuff, because she was like 4. She played with Duplo blocks, and she was just smashing her Duplo blocks into the
right, like to Finn, there was a
buildings.
narrative every time he played that was drawing on itself. And to the sister, there was like, you play and then you break it all up and you start again the next day.
Well, but like you can directly look at that from Finn's perspective either way, and it's like, she's just crushing my skyscrapers, like, and that's how that plays out in Finn's mind. That part actually makes sense. Yeah, I think that makes sense more than the rest of the movie.
Yeah. Like, I felt like it very much reminded me of like playing airsoft with your friends, where it was like, you'd shoot your friend, you'd see the pellet go and hit them, and you'd be like, hey, I got you. They're like, nope. Okay, but I did.
Right, that was the most frustrating thing. Morgan Sebastin.
Or Nerf is probably a better, more relatable example here, where you'd shoot the Nerf gun and you'd see it hit somebody, and they had no power whatsoever behind them. Or tag, I got you. No, you did. So I did.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. This movie just it was just lacking some writing. Honestly,
it was a little bit lazy writing. It reminded
the
me
writing
of
just
Deadpool,
the writing just
but
wasn't
it also
there.
reminded me of this. Like, I think we'll be able to see it much better 5 years from now, maybe longer than that, when we look back and see,
right,
you
watch them
movies back to back, but when you watch like Deadpool and Deadpool 2 and this and Venom and this, I think was much better than Deadpool 2 and Venom. But there's like a lot of trend in these movies to be like self-aware, and like in order to be a comedy, you need to be like making fun of the fact that you're a movie and that superheroes are the way they are. And even like the preview for Shazam that played before this, I was like, oh, haha, superheroes. Isn't that the silliest thing? You're the only one that knows about this Cape Crusader stuff.
I also just like,
I agree with you. I'm with you.
I think that this is just the epitome to me of like our current sequel culture.
Ooh.
Where like everything gets a sequel, whether it deserves one or needs one or not, whether you can even write one, whether there's a good one out there.
This one was made for a sequel.
Everything gets a sequel.
We are here to destroy.
Yeah, but the sequel didn't stack up. Like the sequel didn't stack up though. That's the thing. Is like you keep making these sequels and like Deadpool 2 wasn't as good. This isn't as good. Guardians 2 isn't as good. Iron Man 2 wasn't as good. Winter Soldier wasn't as good. A lot of people say Age of Ultron sucks. Like, even just in the stuff we cover on this show, the second movie in the series sucks.
Empire
was 1980. Okay?
Last Jedi.
I just want to let you know that. The Last Jedi, a lot of people hated it, and it's not as good as The Force Awakens.
I love Last Jedi.
I love Last Jedi, but it's not as good as The Force Awakens. It's not the Empire to the New Hope.
Let me say this about, I don't know if I've said this in the podcast. I very, very likely have. The Force Awakens is the best blockbuster of all time.
Yeah.
I love...
But like, hear me out, though. We came off, when the MCU hit, we were coming off, man, the Fortnite golden age of sequels. Like, Shrek 2, better than Shrek 1. Toy Story 2, better than Toy Story 1. Spider-Man 2, better than Toy Story 2, or better than Toy Story 1. The Dark Knight, better than Batman Begins.
Ride for Vengeance or whatever.
Nobody, nope. But like, there was a while there where we were making
Speed 2.
banger sequels, man. Yeah, Speed 2 sucks, dude. Speed 2 just sucks. Like, it's not a rule. There are exceptions. There are exceptions to the example. It's not a rule. It was just a trend, man. It was a trend. And now we're making bad sequels from good first movies. People love Deadpool, man. People love Deadpool. Deadpool 2.
Here's the thing about
blew.
Deadpool 2. Venom genuinely sucked.
Venom's gonna get a sequel that's gonna be worse than Venom.
A sequel that's better than Venom.
I don't think that's possible.
Tom Hardy was not pleased with how Venom turned out. He didn't like it.
Good, he shouldn't be. Tom Hardy should look in the mirror every day and be like, listen, don't do that again, man. Whether you get a bad script or not, you gotta do better.
I didn't think his acting was good. People always say Tom Hardy's performance was great in Venom. I say, were we watching the same movie?
It wasn't. He just he phoned it in because he got a bad script.
But here's the thing. I'm willing to accept, I wouldn't change my ranking of it or anything. I'm willing to accept that we may have been critical on Deadpool 2 in ways that we shouldn't have been.
No, I don't think so. That movie sucks.
Movie had no story. And the end credit scene cancels the whole movie.
Yep. That being said, I did not see Once Upon a Deadpool. It is possible that Once Upon a Deadpool redeemed the entire thing.
I
don't think it did, but that is such an interesting concept that I am enamored with it. I cannot stop thinking about it.
I think with Phase 4, I will not be surprised, maybe Phase 5, if they bring Ryan Reynolds into the MCU.
Speaking of Ryan Reynolds, are you stoked for Detective
never been
Pikachu?
More stoked for anything in my entire life.
Thank you. It's just getting panned. People are so pissed. But like,
so
it looks
good.
Awesome.
I cannot believe I literally cried in the theater when I saw the trailer.
Like, I am so excited.
We talked to a lot of
Pikachu.
people who are very nostalgic for Disney, and I am as well. Lion King's amazing. I am
more nostalgic for
Pokemon.
The first Pokemon movie than any Disney movie. Any of the Disney Renaissance.
Any Disney movie, but the first Pokemon movie is amazing to me.
I am much more excited for Detective Pikachu than I am for the Lion King remake or the Aladdin remake or the Dumbo remake.
Aladdin.
I am more excited for Detective Pikachu right now than I am for Toy Story 4.
I would agree. Can I tell you something? I know we just did a segment with Seamus.
You don't think Toy Story 4 is going to be all that good?
It will be all that good. I think it'll probably get great reviews and it'll be a good film, but the marketing and previews that we have gotten so far, I don't think look that good.
I think there's a solid chance it's about as good as Avengers 2. Not Avengers 2, Incredibles 2.
I would believe that. Now that got critically.
It's like the late sequel that no one's asking for. They got critic rave reviews, man. 90% Rotten Tomatoes score, something like that, is like a 5.5 out of 10 movie.
It's exactly how I feel. It's like you finish the story on this epic tale with Toy Story 3, and now there's a carnival side quest movie.
Right. And Bo Peep's back.
It's not even like Bo Peep was a major character.
All right. She's just fan service, dude. She's just fan service.
Fan service, like, exclusively for Seamus, though, is the thing.
I didn't like Incredibles 2. And like Incredibles 2, there's never been more evidence to support the fact that a Pixar movie will get good ratings just because it's made by Pixar.
I think that your dislike of it.
That movie was crap, dude. That movie was crap. Yeah, it makes it crap, dude. It's bad. It's a bad movie. It's got a bad story. It was okay animation, nothing stellar. Didn't love it. Didn't live up to the credits or the test shots we got. It was not well written. It was only okay acting. It was only okay character development. It was not Pixar. If you're a worker at Pixar and you look at what you gave me with Incredibles 2, I think you look in the mirror and you feel ashamed of yourself the way you did with Cars 2. Lots of mirror shots, huh?
There's been a few mirror moments we've had today.
I think that some studios need to look themselves hard in the face and examine what they're doing.
I think if you're Pixar, you need to look at yourself in the face and say, man, Illumination is actually making some good stuff.
There's a solid chance that Secret Life of Pets 2 is really good.
That's not what I'm worried about so much. Although the preview that played for me for Secret Life of Pets 2, I was hysterical. I got
Which one did you get?
The poodle trying to be a cat.
Yeah, I got that one too. It was hilarious.
I was dying.
See, they replaced Louis C.K. with Patton Oswalt, which, like, what a great move. Yeah, because Louis C.K. got all that crap laid on him. They replaced him with Patton Oswalt. Like, oh, what a great move.
Patton Oswalt. Big fan.
Yeah, like, you can't, like, there's a solid, that movie's coming for your brand, guys. Like, the first one was not great.
But here's the thing. Despicable Me 1, great. The Grinch, great. A little, maybe a
Great, and those minion movies outsell almost everything.
Yeah, they do. Which it's a weird world that we live in. But when it comes down to it, it's not. I mean, if all you care about is critical success, then
yeah. If all you care about is the tomatometer, then yeah, keep being Pixar, man. Your movies are still gonna keep getting 90s, even if they suck.
Movies didn't. Good Dinosaur didn't.
Yeah, and I think that was important. I think we need more of being honest with ourselves about Pixar.
I think Incredibles 2. I would want to revisit it. I only saw it the one time in that theater.
Yeah, but like, would you give it a 9 out of 10? Would you give it a 9.4 out of 10?
Because I think when I watched it the first time, you sort of get this, like a narrow view. You don't get to look at some of the other elements in it. How did they plan their shots? How did they light the film? How did they develop these characters and villains? How did they tell this story? I think...
Good God, I just could not care less about cinematography in an animated movie. It's just so uninteresting.
Oh,
it's such an uninteresting topic.
Because they have to build the whole thing.
No, it's not. It's not, because it's just fake.
That's the thing.
It's all fake.
That's the thing, is they get to do it however they want. So I'm very curious how they...
Right, but there's no Christopher Nolan of Pixar. There's not, though. It's a whole team of people. It's individual people's opinions combining to some big whole. It's not artistic. It's machinery.
I disagree with that. I think that, you can look at the Miyazaki films. Then that's one dude. He gets to pick his shots.
Yeah, I would rather look at the Miyazaki films. Like, if you're gonna talk about cinematography and animation, I would much rather talk about Hayao Miyazaki.
That's where your Brad Bird comes in with Incredibles 2. He's the one choosing the shots.
I disagree with that entirely.
He is.
He's not, though.
He is.
He's not, though. He has as much power. The only reason you know Brad Bird over any other Pixar director is because he played Edna Mode. He has gotten some rock star status because of that. He's no different than Andrew Stanton or John Lasseter or anybody else at Pixar.
I would know all of those.
No different.
Andrew Stanton, John Lasseter, Brad Bird. I would know all of those.
You know Andrew Stanton's name because you talked to Seamus.
But that's my network. Those are the people that I talk to.
No. But before you started doing this podcast and before you talked to Seamus, like, you weren't sitting there like, oh man, this is an Andrew Stanton film.
No, but before I did this podcast, I wasn't thinking that about a lot of people.
I was thinking about movies all the time. I've had favorite directors since I was 5.
What does that mean? Are you trying to say that means I don't appreciate film?
No, I'm just saying that like it's stuff you notice in other movies and not in Pixar movies.
I definitely notice the shots that they choose.
I do not notice one director's influence over the other. All Pixar movies could be made are made by the same people.
I think you got a similar team, but I noticed Pixar's look over Illuminations or over traditional DreamWorks.
That's not what I'm talking about, though. Or
Disney, even.
That's not what I'm talking about, though. I would not notice Pixar over Big Hero 6 or any of the computer animated Disney animation movies. Nope, not at all. Tango could have been Pixar. Brave could have been Disney. Big Hero 6 could have been Pixar.
Big Hero 6, I think, is
wouldn't have noticed the difference.
It's tougher to reconcile.
Anyway, you can't tell me you can see or pick out the director's influence in those movies. I refuse to believe that.
I don't know that I could pick them out just by watching them, but that's because I'm not familiar enough with each director's work.
Yeah, because those directors don't do work outside of Pixar.
Either way.
So they get maybe 2 to 3 movies
I think that the way that they choose the shots in the animated films is incredibly important, and I think it's almost more important than it is in live action shots.
I entirely disagree that it is more important. It can be important.
I'd say it's
not
at
more
least
important.
as important.
It's not because the people at Illumination aren't sitting over there worrying about the cinematography. They're just raking in the money.
But they are at Pixar. And I think they do at Illumination. I think they play it safe on a lot of their shots, but they have to choose how to play it safe.
I don't like safe. I'm not a fan of safe. Safe doesn't tickle my fancy. That's the way I feel about a lot of animation. Is it's safe.
I don't feel like a lot of animation is safe.
Anyway, this is not what conversation we're having. We're having a conversation about the Lego Movie, which is extraordinary animation.
Oh my God, is the animation cool in this movie?
Yeah, this is extraordinary animation. This is where you can talk to me about animation cinematography.
This is cool
because they have perfectly replicated stop motion.
They have, and they've also, in all the live action shots, do a really good job of making it look like playing with Legos in like the home movies that you'd make with them, with the fishing line and whatnot. And I think that this movie's amazing cinematography.
Yeah, both of them can't fault either of them on that. Like the scenes where Rex's spaceship is gliding through the Glastroids, like whether it made sense or not, it was a cool like we're gonna take you out of the frame moment. That like the shots are on point in this movie every time, and both of them more so in the first one. Again, the whole sense of comedic timing in the first one was so much better.
I would agree.
Entirely. A whole difference. The whole timing of the movie, the whole comedic timing of the movie, the first one was better. And honestly, usually I'd be more willing to forgive a bad sequel if this movie didn't hang itself so much on being
I know. I felt like it really did lean on that. It felt like you need to know these characters to watch this movie. And I actually
Right. And if you're gonna lean on the sequel, at least make it like a really good sequel. And it was just an okay sequel. Like let's be honest here. I loved it. I'm I'm always gonna love it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it a million times. I'd rather watch the first one again, honestly. But like, it was an okay sequel.
When I think about it, Ethan, you may have to just be okay with this. I don't know if this frustrates you or it's exciting to you, but when I think about, what catalog of films am I gonna have that I want my child to watch over and over again, this will be in that catalog.
This won't be in that catalog.
You gonna come to my house and take it out? Oh
no, I mean, me.
This series will. The 5 Lego movies. 5 now? 4 Lego movies.
There's only 4.
I thought 5.
No. The Lego Ninjago movie is not going to be part of that catalog.
Like, I don't care if my kid wants to watch a Lego Ninjago. I would rather watch that than Minions.
I agree. Minions is not an option. Minions is absolutely not an option. That is not something my kids will be interested in.
Control that.
I can to a certain extent.
Television with commercials.
Look, okay, so I did not. I was until probably 3rd grade. I was not aware of Barney.
Barney was not a thing for me either.
I did not know Barney existed, and I firmly believe that I am a better human being because of that.
I mean, he just preached love and friendship.
But it's just so mindless.
Yeah, I mean, there's no thought that goes into it.
Like, I want my kids to watch stuff that is going to promote them learning about the world. And were my parents perfect? Did they always show me movies that were appropriate for my age? No, not necessarily, but I think I turned out okay.
We'll see about that.
Wow, okay.
No, I mean, I was the same way. I remember watching The Patriot from a refrigerator box when I was 6.
Yeah, like, I've seen, like, ever since I was a kid, I've been watching movies spanning the entire gamut of when movies are made. Like, I was watching movies from the teens, I was watching movies from, the 2000s at the same time. And I think that is important, and that is something I will continue on in my generation, and I think that's something that a lot of people could learn some of.
Anyway, all I'm saying is I like the Lego series of films. They mean a lot to me. I think that they promote playing with Lego, which promotes learning and creating and creativity.
Oh, for sure.
In a way that I don't think that some of the other children's movies do. I also think, and this is important, but this is maybe not something that you would think of. Have you seen Trolls?
Yeah.
You have. What did you think?
Yeah.
Right.
I thought it was okay. It was a movie for kids.
Trolls features...
I could see it being very good for kids, but I'm not interested in it because I'm not a kid.
Interesting perspective you have there. Trolls features a group of characters called the Bergens, which are creepy looking. And like, my niece is horrified of the Bergens, even though she loves Poppy and she loves all the other troll characters, but she's horrified to watch that movie because whenever the Bergens are on screen, she doesn't want to see it because they're kind of scary looking. I mean, honestly, I can see where she's coming from. Like, half the movie takes place in this like dark and dingy wasteland.
Right. And movies like that are important.
Movies like that are important, but I feel like this movie tells an effective and interesting story. The whole Lego series does, from what I've seen. Again, haven't seen Ninjago, but the 3 that I've seen, telling an important an interesting story without having a character that is scary to young children in it.
Correct, but like, there's plenty of that.
Plenty of what?
Of just like complete like milquetoast movies.
What do you mean?
Like movies that don't challenge boundaries at all. Like, this is a movie that doesn't challenge boundaries at all.
It did. It talks about relationships with siblings in ways that are interesting and creative. It talks about listening to your parents in ways that I thought were interesting.
But like, it is a completely vanilla, like, every kid under the age of whatever is going to enjoy this.
Yeah, but I don't think that's bad.
No, I don't think it's bad, but I think that there are movies like that and there are movies not like that. And I think that a healthy mix of both is important.
Yeah, but if your child's horrified of the Bergens, I wouldn't make them watch that.
No, but I think they will grow to an age where they appreciate the Bergens.
Interesting.
I don't know. I watched Jurassic Park when I was 5.
I like Jurassic Park too, but that doesn't mean every kid is going to.
No, but I think that I would rather like show my kids movies like that than Trolls. And if they're scared of it, then I won't make them watch it again. Like,
you wouldn't make them watch it the first time.
That's fine. How would they be scared of it if they haven't watched it the first
scene
time?
with the T-Rex? They're like, "Oh my god, this is horrifying." Oh, well, yeah.
Then we're not going to finish it. Yeah. Then obviously.
We'll try this again in 5 years.
But like, I'm more likely to want to try to challenge my kids' boundaries with movies and music and all that kind of stuff.
Interesting. We're approaching a...
I don't know. I don't have a problem with that. I don't feel like I need to apologize for that. No, but a lot of people are going to, and a lot of people have, and they're just like, oh yeah, everybody's all kids movies all the time. Like, that's 50% of what we review on this show is kids movies.
We rarely review kids movies. What was the last kids movie we reviewed?
All of the Pixar movies, all of the MCU.
For all ages.
Well, are they?
Just because they're not exclusively for adults doesn't mean they're not for adults.
I know, but like, most of the movies I would choose to watch are exclusively for adults.
Movies that are for all ages are kids movies.
I'm just saying, like, that's what I choose to watch. Like, that's my coup de grace. That's my thing, and that's the thing that I don't feel like I've ever been able to express on this show.
Express whatever you want
without somebody coming for my throat. Like,
and that's fine. We do talk about Bigfoot. We talked about Interstellar. Venom doesn't have a plot.
Wow.
And I think we are about at the wrap-up point of the show. We're at about 106-ish minutes, which is about when we start to wrap up. Do you have any final thoughts about the Lego movie, the second part? Lego movie 2, the second part?
Not really.
I felt like this was an enjoyable trip to the movie. I got to see this with my father-in-law. We were the only two people in the theater. He leaned over to me about 20 minutes into it and was like, this movie sucks. And then when we were leaving, he was like, I really enjoyed that. I don't know if I'd see it again, but I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed this movie less than I wanted to.
I would agree with that.
I'll be straight up with you. I enjoyed this movie less than I wanted to. I wanted to come in to this episode all happy-go-lucky, like, oh my god, they did it again. Everything is still awesome.
I'm in the same boat as you. And I felt like this is a rare, like, this movie achieves something rare that I don't feel like we see enough of, in that the third act was better than the first two, and I'm okay with it.
I would agree with that. I think they did the best third act they could.
They stuck themselves in a sticky situation with a very slow pace and a long first two acts.
Right, and a not so great villain. And the villain just kind of like being existence.
Right. Had weird time travel rules.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't love it as much as I wanted to. Like, I don't know. It wasn't bad by any means. I'm not going to rush out to the theaters to go see it again. I likely won't see it again in theaters.
I don't think I will either.
I likely won't watch it again until I have a kid that's like, hey, I want to watch the second Lego movie. And I'm like, okay.
We're going to do that now. And then I'll think it's hilarious.
Yeah, but it's not something I'm going to be like, hey, child, you have to watch the second Lego movie. What's up, kid?
Lego time.
Yeah, right. Like, that's one of those things that I'm sort of going to let my future progeny come to on their own. Because, like, I don't think this is a you have to see it movie. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I feel like, now, circling back to it, more than ever, I feel you have to see the first one to appreciate the art style that they created to do this, to appreciate how good of a story they can tell, to appreciate playing with Legos and the value of that. I think the first one, more than ever now, is extremely important.
The first one is the greatest example of physical comedy in an animated movie.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like, and just like pure, like, letting the movie be dictated by the comedic timing. Like, it definitely feels like they wrote it and recorded it before they shot it. And that may be the case, that may not. But that's what it feels like. Is like they put the whole movie together and like, okay, cool, we need to build a movie around this.
I don't know how it works with animation. What do they do first?
I don't know. Every time I research an animated movie, it changes. Because like, you know, you hear about Robin Williams recording the part of the genie, and he had this whole table full of props, and like, they just kind of let him go, and whatever he said was cool, and if he didn't stay on script, great, they figured it out. And then they talked about like Tom Hanks and Tim Allen never met each other before they recorded Buzz and Woody.
It's the same with...
And then Monsters Inc. came around, and Billy Crystal and John Goodman were like in the same booth recording together, and that was revolutionary. And so it's like every time they talk about it, the game changes. So I don't know how it works. I don't know how they do the voice acting. I'm not up to snuff on that. But the first one, like I said, it feels like they recorded the movie as like an audio drama, and they were like, cool, we're just going to animate a Lego movie around this. That's what it seemed like.
What was I looking for a minute ago, Ethan?
But this one almost kind of felt like they animated it first and then tried to force the dialogue in there.
You know, I don't know if that was the problem. I don't know what the problem was.
I couldn't, and that was the whole thing, is like, I got out of the movie and I'm like, I'm gonna have to put a quantifiable head on why this movie was not as good. And I don't know how.
It's a 0. You don't have to go see it, but honestly, if you're not here for the Oscar hype, if you don't want to watch the Oscar films, this is not a bad way to spend 90 minutes at the theater.
No. I would rather watch this than Venom. I would rather watch this than Deadpool 2. I'd rather watch this than Incredibles 2. I'd probably rather watch this than Transformers 1.
No, that's got a whole nostalgia factor for me.
I'm just nailing down the list real quick of where we're gonna Fortnite. But this is not as good as Bumblebee.
It's not as good. I don't think. Actually, no. I'm kind of stuck.
This is better than Crimes of Grindelwald.
So when it comes to the movie ranking list, we did receive a listener survey. By the way, the listener survey is in the description of this episode. There are 4 major announcements in this episode, all in the description. Listener survey. Somebody did request that we start from the bottom and work our way up. I think this is not a bad idea. For every movie, just the way we decide it, you start from the bottom and you say, is it better than Venom?
Man, I'm gonna have to actually keep up with making the list.
Zach does it every week. Yes,
he does it every week.
If I pull it up in our Excel spreadsheet, I can just edit it while we do this.
Oh, cool! Yeah. Just do that.
So, is it better than Venom? Is it better than Transformers 1? Is it better than Crimes of Grindelwald? Is it better than National Treasure?
Ooh. I'm just going to overlay that clip of Emmett going, from the first movie.
We get into some really good ones after this.
What do you think? I don't think so.
I don't know that I think so either. National Treasure's got this ability to be put on TBS and for me to watch commercials.
I will never stop. Yeah, I will never stop watching National Treasure. Is the thing. Like, National Treasure's a non-optional movie for my future
listen
child.
to this gap after National Treasure. Above National Treasure comes Ralph Breaks the Internet, which is, I think, probably honestly in the same sort of vein. But
I honestly would probably put National Treasure above Ralph Breaks the Internet.
I really enjoyed Ralph Breaks the Internet. I think time spent away from it has made me lukewarm to it in a way that I was hot when I got it.
Well, here's the thing, though. No. Honestly, I feel like I was as Luke to it as I am now. And here's my problem, though, is I think I like the Lego Movie 2 better, but I don't like it better than National Treasure.
Bumblebee.
What's above Ralph?
Yeah, no, there's a huge
not
gap
better than
there.
Bumblebee. Yeah, and like Miracle,
Princess
all the Toy Story
Bride,
movies, all the Dark Knight movies, Jurassic Park. Yeah, no.
Here's one thing I do want to reiterate right now, listener. The Dark Knight is number 1 on our ranking. The Dark Knight is the best movie to come out while you were alive.
Yes. Yes.
I'm trying to think what contends.
Yeah,
Force Awakens is the only
objectively,
thing I can think that would come close.
I mean, there have definitely been movies that I like better.
But
than
I mean,
Dark
like,
Knight.
that is such a freaking good film. That was one of those ones.
I watched Hunt for the Wilder People the other night again for the second time. That movie slaps. That movie holds up.
The Dark Knight was one of those movies where I watched it and I was like, as we were starting it, I was like, man, this movie is overrated. Then I watched the whole thing and I was like, this movie is underrated. Everyone needs to talk.
That's wild because I had like the second it started, I was like, here we go. The Dark Knight's starting. We're about to get that scene with Heath Ledger where he robs the bank.
God, it's so good. I would say below.
I
would say below National Treasure.
But I just think it's better than Ralph.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
I think it's a better sequel.
We're gonna sit on it for now, below National Treasure.
Okay. I think it's definitely below National Treasure. Like, I definitely think that. I forgot that we ranked National Treasure below Ralph. And I could see why we did. That's a complicated question. There's a lot of moving parts to that question.
We have listeners who can always provide their input on the big list. Please provide your input on the big list.
Yeah, what do you got? I'm really curious to see what the listeners think about this because we've got no listener feedback.
We've got no listener feedback from the list except
for Casey Winters going, yeah, it was something.
Which, by the way, exciting news. Lots of exciting news on Bacon and Eggs this week. Next week, Casey
Winters with Hello from Elsewhere
will be on the show talking Lego Batman.
I'm excited to watch this movie. I've never seen it.
After that, we're doing a How Do You Take Your Eggs episode. That's a listener's choice animated edition. I'm not saying...
Thought we were doing How to Train Your Dragon.
Those, I believe.
Is there? I can't remember what order it goes.
I believe there's a week between those. If I'm mistaken, I'm mistaken. It's a whole month of animation here at Bacon and Egg. Kicking off this week, right? Last week was Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah. Last week was Dark Knight Rises. This week is the Lego Movie. Next week is the Lego Batman.
Off of recording. It's a whole month of animation films here at Bacon and Eggs. It is a How Do You Take Your Eggs listener's choice animation edition. I'm not saying I have a favorite movie that you should pick, but if you don't pick the first Pokemon movie, I will actually cry.
So there's going to be a poll like we did for what ended up winning Princess Bride. There's going to be a poll in the Facebook group where you can submit any animated movie you want, and the most comments in support will be picked. The top 4 comments in support, like the top 4 with the most comments in support. So like it'll be in the Facebook group. If you want to vote for it, just comment like yes or this movie or like totally bro,
or comment the same thing.
We're counting comments, not likes. Yeah, or comment the same movie. Like, yep, The Princess Bride. Also, we're not doing The Princess Bride again. It's not animated. Sorry.
And honestly, there are films we will veto in this category. It has to be a major release film. It has to have been in theaters. So there's some weird caveats to that. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! The first movie qualifies. I think Ethan would probably veto it, but it qualifies. The Flashpoint Paradox does not.
I don't think it's gonna win. Like, I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh's gonna win. Like, I don't think I'll have to have that problem. But like the Yu-Gi-Oh movie, the first Yu-Gi-Oh movie is so bad it's not worth mentioning.
I loved it. I saw it in theaters 6 times.
I'm sure you did, but have you seen it since? Because I have, and it's not
what
good.
What movie are we reviewing right now? Lego Movie 2, the second part. Zach's gonna get an email and he's gonna be like, oh, man, I tried to fix it for you, but you already did it, man.
Zach's gonna know what we ranked it before everybody else. Anyway, cool. Okay.
That is
I
everything.
think that's
One
everything.
last piece of big news from Bacon and Eggs. We are also, as you heard at the beginning of this episode is brought to you by Love Your Melon.
Love
now,
Your
they are
Melon.
a charitable organization that sells beanies and other hats and scarves and stuff for the cold weather. But what really makes them special is that 50% of every dollar that they make goes towards pediatric cancer research. Ethan and I have partnered up with them. You can go to loveyourmelon.com and order any of their products, put in promo code @AmeriCarlin or @Bacon&Ethan at checkout to get free shipping. It makes no difference to us which one you use. Just make sure you use @AmeriCarlin.
Just make sure you use @Bacon&Ethan. They're our Instagram handles.
Exactly as they appear on Instagram.
Yeah, they got regular beanies on their heads, but I gotta love your Malone instead. Oh, it's that dude that does the Water Malone vines.
Anyway, very exciting news. They've got a bunch of great products, and there is not a positivity or be positive beanie available. So definitely, this is a great way to spread positivity and do something wonderful for children. This is a wonderful organization that we've partnered with. We're very excited about the deal we've worked out with them.
Me too.
To recap
super awesome.
exciting news from this week at Bacon and Eggs. This episode brought to you by Love Your Melon. Use codes @AmeriCarlin or @Bacon&Ethan at checkout to get free shipping on any order. Additionally, there is a new Patreon structure launched today. Our Discord server is just $3 to enter. A latte costs more than that. This is a huge deal.
It does. I get them
I also
frequently.
get them frequently. If this show means more to you than one latte in the morning, please consider joining our Discord server. It makes a huge difference in our lives. I am an expecting father. It really does make a difference.
I just buy a lot of lattes, and I need your help. No, I'm kidding. Please join. The Discord server is a great time. Everybody has a lot of fun there. We have a lot of fun there. We're there all the time
really
talking about it. It's like, it gives
really
light
does.
to my life.
Additionally, Be Positive, our new clothing line, is available. The link is in the description. We have some very cool designs. All graphics done for Be Positive as well as for Bacon and Eggs are done by Vaishon Brandon at Graphite Media at graphite.vmb on Instagram. Be sure if you need anything, hit him up. He's a wonderful, wonderful resource that we are happy to share.
Seriously, the best guy to work
very
with.
easy to work with. Our music is done by Andrew Scott Bell. He is a student Oscar-winning composer. He has a wonderful beard and mustache. He's a very talented musician. If you need any composition work, I would definitely reach out to him as well. His information is in the description. You can reach Ethan and I on Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram, I am at AmeriCarlin. Ethan is at Bacon and Ethan. On Twitter, I'm at AmeriCarlin. Ethan is at Wow Now, but the O's are zeros. You can also reach the show at Bacon and Eggs Pod, Twitter, and Instagram. If you do want to reach out to us for any reason, please do so by DMing us on Twitter or Instagram. Our DMs are always open. We don't always get back to everybody, but we do make our very best effort to do so.
Man, you did that whole thing.
I know, I've
so
never
weird.
done that before.
It's been like, I know. It's like, that's normally my burden to bear, my cross to bear. Anyway, thank you for listening to our episode on the Lego Movie 2, the second part. I've been Ethan Edgehill. He's been Tyler Carlin. And until next week, arrivederci.
Awesome!